Good morning or good afternoon, whatever time you guys are listening to this. Welcome back to another episode of the Layman's AI podcast. I am Adam,
My name is Brian.
and today we are here to talk a little bit about a darker subject area. About 2 weeks ago, there was an announcement from Sam Altman and ChatGPT that basically, Brian, they've decided that come December, they're going to have an adult version,
Hmm.
adult as in XXX version of ChatGPT. And
Ugh.
I got to admit, I did not see that coming. They announced this about 2 weeks ago. There's been many articles posted about it.
Hmm.
And tonight, you and I are going to talk about the possible implications of this. Uh,
Yeah.
let's let's go right off the bat. They said that they're going to have. Let me do the little reading here that I did a summary of this. So, OpenAI plans to allow an adult slash mature content in ChatGPT for verified adults beginning December of 2025. Under 18 users will remain on a teen safe experience.
Hmm.
That was from Routers, I think was the source on that. And then it says also OpenAI has also announced parental controls and an age prediction system to default uncertain cases of teen settings. And that comes from OpenAI itself. So that's how we're starting. That is what is transpired, and this is coming in December. Merry
Uh,
Christmas.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna up and say it. This is a terrible idea.
Okay,
To
yeah.
allow like
Let's
the
get started.
creation, yeah, it's a creation of AI adult content. This is a horrible, horrible idea. I don't really know what he's thinking here. I think his quote is, let's see here, as we raw merge age, treat adult users like adults, allow even more for verified adults. And it's like, well, it says adult content, but there is a very big lack of maturity with such content
Hmm.
as well. And, I think he said there was a quote or whatever, we're not the police of the internet. Okay, well, true, but you are controlling your own product.
Correct.
And that's something that I think gets lost on people is when they see something on the internet, they believe whoever's making it should allow, basically a free for all. I know this has been like a argument in like social media, websites and everything about, censorship and everything,
Yeah.
but ultimately it's your product. If you want um somebody or like if you're somebody that wants to make this kind of content, somebody else can make the app right there. And when you have something as popular as ChatGPT and as ingrained as ChatGPT is into the AI landscape, um, yeah, it's not really going to be easy to get away from some very bad outcomes on this one, in my opinion.
I couldn't say it better myself. I know we're going to talk more as this episode goes on from a user perspective and from a student perspective and a parent
Mm,
lens as well. I will tell you, when I first heard this, I said to myself, okay, why? What's
mm,
the why? Why are we doing this? What's causing this product that I use and pay for
hmm.
to do this? And I can't think of it other than money.
Yeah, it's what was the Wu-Tang Clan said it best? Cream. Cash rules everything around me. I had to bring out the Wu-Tang reference, but no,
That's
it's
awesome. I
it's
am so glad that Wu-Tang got a reference before
yes,
the Cleveland Browns did. That's
yes,
awesome.
yes, yes. Yeah, we're just not going to go there anymore. But anyway, no, it's what it is. It's money. They want
Hmm.
dollars, and they see a money machine in this right here, and it's you're chasing dollars right now,
I,
right? With all this, and it's just like when you have something so popular as ChatGPT and it's so widely used,
hmm
to make this sort of grab when you're already sitting on more money than a couple small countries, I don't really understand why you would need to like keep adding this like wealth number
So
personally.
I had to think, and okay, so it's about dollars.
Hmm.
But then I started thinking a little more than that. So my brain is racing. I'm going through all this. It's money because it's going to drive in more users that are going to do the paid subscriptions because they're going to put some kind of level in where only paid subscribers can get access to like whatever level of erotica they're interested in.
Hmm.
With that said, it then hit me. This is addictive.
Yeah.
This is an addiction. It's going to get people addicted to online fantasy, whatever it is, whatever, whatever floats their boat. They're going to get addicted to it and they're going to need to use it. And then I think they're going to be forced to pay more. I think this is nicotine all over again.
Yeah. No, this is yeah, this is just kind of sad right here. So, going through the news rundown, adult content for verified adults. Let's be realistic.
Yep.
If you get to the internet, you're gonna like kids are gonna find a way. Like they always find
Yeah.
a way to get around this stuff. We got around like the inappropriate cable channels when they were broadcasting and what have you.
Yeah.
And even kids get to these adult sites right now
I mean,
as it is. And now giving them access to create this is like very bad.
so we're going to get into that, but I got to say, I'm remembering when we were in high school, all of our computers had BES. Do you remember BES?
Vaguely.
BES was the monitor that made sure we weren't going to websites we weren't supposed to go to.
Oh, that's what
Um,
the teachers used to watch us with, yeah.
yeah, that's right. Everybody knew how to get around that.
Hmm.
Everybody knew how to get around that. And the listeners are probably wondering, what were you guys looking at? Truth be told, a lot of our sports stuff was blocked and we couldn't read it. So we had to go
Yeah.
around it to get to sports stuff. We weren't
Yeah.
doing it to do anything else other than that for the most part. And the
Well, that was blocked
discussion
on a
boards
higher
in
level.
Cleveland.com, the discussion boards in Cleveland.com were always interesting. It's just a bunch of trash talking for
Oh yeah,
sports.
that was some of the original social media trash talk, but you
Yes,
could
it
do it
was.
anonymously, so you couldn't really put a face to anything. Yeah, I remember doing a little bit of trash talk and rumor spreading through those sort of forums right there. But I'm
Absolutely.
yeah, but kids are going to find a way around this. I mean, you go to a site and it says you must be 21 old to enter the site. Show your age, and you flip the scroll wheel to your age. And every time I flip the scroll wheel, I always like I never get my real birthday because I'm just trying to like figure out the
Hmm.
just get to the website, and you just like flip the wheel, and I'm like, what? Like 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid doesn't know how to do this. Like
Correct.
it's like so easy. You just flip
Correct.
the scroll
Well,
wheel. I was born in 1920.
yeah, Brian, I did a little bit of a research for this. I looked up perplexity, and I
Hmm.
said, "What is there studies out there that show?" And there are studies out there that show the average U.S. child between 40 to 44%. That's the number. Have lied about their
Hmm.
age on the internet to get access to something they weren't supposed to, and
Hmm.
so that's almost half.
Yeah, well,
Eh,
I'm willing to bet that those numbers are probably higher because some of
yep,
them don't want to admit the truth.
right. And
So,
now you're putting a possibility. I know there's going to be safeguards in here, and
hmm.
I'm hoping that this somehow revolutionizes safeguarding, but I don't think it's going to.
No.
You are going to put a device. You're going to put something that's on a kid's phone that they can
Hmm.
access ChatGPT on their phone. Let's say they lie about their age, they get past whatever the verification is,
Hmm.
and they're going to be in school and they're going to be tempted to do something with it.
Oh
Show a
yeah.
friend.
Yeah,
I
you're just gonna take a picture of a few of your other students walking by, and then gonna be at lunchtime, and by the time the school day is over, you got a very inappropriate video made of just some of your random
yeah.
classmates. I mean,
I
I'm
think
not putting
that's
ideas in.
I
I'm
think
not
that's
putting
going to
any.
be an extreme case, but there's no doubt in
Yeah,
my mind something like that's going to happen. Or
yeah.
a child's going to prompt it to look like somebody in their school,
Hmm.
and they're going to get it close enough
Hmm.
that it the rumors will start.
Yeah, and don't sit here and blame me for
Yeah.
uh putting ideas in anybody's heads because these ideas are already there. Like
Hmm.
I mean let's just be real. The kids have these ideas. Like I'm
I'm
not saying anything they're not thinking already. So,
Absolutely. We're not going to be naive. We are going to tell the truth that young
hmm.
teenagers, especially boys, it is normal for them to think like that. And
Hmm.
now I know I have two boys. I have to have a discussion with them on, by the way, on top of all the AI stuff I've talked to you about, now I get to talk to you about AI pornography and why it's bad for your brain, it's
Hmm.
immoral, it's unethical. I get to go through an entire list of other possibilities for them to get in trouble. Uh,
Yeah, I mean this is like a whole new ball game right here. And like I think like the overall tone that we both have is just like disgust and disappointment that this is even coming out from ChatGPT. I would expect some rogue, like, you know, adult site to make some garbage like this or anything like that.
And
But for
part of
someone
me's
like
guessing,
ChatGPT,
there's something like that out there already. And we just don't know about it.
I
And
think there
ChatGPT
is.
found out and realized there's an opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is right here is just a money-making opportunity. And for him to, you know, ChatGPT just say, we're gonna let adults be adults, we're not the police of the internet. It's like, you're a one website, you're not the internet. And this
Hmm.
is like kind of this is what has always frustrated me. As far as, people argue, oh, your website's censorship, First Amendment, et cetera, et cetera. Let me tell you what the first line of the First Amendment says. The government shall create no law, yada, yada, yada. Like that
Hmm.
is the very first line of the
Hmm.
Constitution. The government shall create no law. You're a website. You are not the government.
Hmm.
Your website, your service is not the government. The Congress and everybody, that's the government. So, you're responsible for your product, and you can tell people, you're not welcome on my product, and
Yep.
they can go find another product. And it happens. And that's kind of like, it's been driving me nuts, like hearing that through social media. And now, these AI companies are starting to say, you know what? That's the way we want to go. No, it's not the way you want to go. Period.
Right. Right. We're going to dive into a couple subject areas that we are looking at. The first one is um, what's it going to be like for users? So,
Hmm.
if you're going to be using, I believe, I'm still unsure if this is if you're using the erotic version of it or the adult
Hmm.
version. I'm not sure what it's going to be called. I guess we could call it adult mode because I think that was the term that they used in OpenAI was adult mode and teen mode was the two modes.
Yeah.
So my understanding is there's going to be broader creative erotic expression within policy boundaries. So apparently there's going to be some kind of boundary. So the example that was
Hmm.
given was no illegal or non-consensual content. What is that?
Non-consensual content.
Oh, I'm well aware of what it is, but like
Yeah.
what do I have to get consent from an AI character? I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah,
We're
like
exploring a
how
subject that we're not comfortable talking about, but we feel we have to.
yeah, how are you gonna prove that's non-consensual?
Right.
Like I'm walking down the street, somebody takes a picture of me and they go mess around with it with ChatGPT, and it's like I never consented to this. And now you're creating this for me,
Right.
ChatGPT. Are you responsible? No, we're not responsible. Yes, you are. You didn't put these guardrails in place. And, I mean, we do this with our friends. We take pictures of them, we make goofy pictures. And now
Yes.
we can, I mean, that's kind of a fun way to do it, but this is
Hmm.
a non-fun way. Yeah, like how are you
I,
gonna go consensual with this? I don't get it.
I'm gonna say this. I am very hopeful that ChatGPT is putting in a safeguard like that because,
Hmm.
like when you and I experimented on this podcast with the Google images for the Halloween episode, we
Hmm.
ran into trouble because some of that stuff was copywritten. And you know what?
Hmm.
I think it is going to be that simple for ChatGPT. I'm not trying to talk positively about this because I'm against it, but I do
Hmm.
think they will be very cautious if it's an uploaded image that's either from the internet or it's from obviously it's from like somebody's social media pages. They're going to quickly say no, we're not doing
Hmm.
this.
Yeah.
I am very hopeful that something like that is going to be in there to help prevent those situations from happening.
Hmm. Um,
Because we've seen it firsthand when we did the Halloween episode. Even shockingly, wouldn't let us do a what did we say? Horror image?
a monster, a
Monster.
monster,
A monster.
just like a
Yeah.
basic monster. It wouldn't let us do a monster.
Right.
Like which kind of over precautious in my opinion.
Yep.
I can see like not ripping out somebody's guts or anything like that or creating
Of
any kind
course.
of graphic image. I get that, but just a simple monster was kind of sort of on the opposite end of what this is really. You kind of you have to find that sweet spot right in between
Hmm.
and everything like that, but this is beyond the sweet spot there. So user implications yeah, like one of the big things I'm thinking of as far as like a user implication, there is a psychological condition that people have is when they watch too much adult content, with real
Correct.
people. and
Correct.
they just watch it, and they psychologically can no longer um really understand like a true intimate relationship with a human being
Yep.
and anything like that. And it really messes with you psychologically. And that's just watching with real people. Now you're given like this tool, and whatever human connection was there with this content is now gone.
Hmm.
Like there's no human connection with this. These are pure AI
Hmm.
robots and everything, and it's just like that's kind of the creepy thing with me is now it's going to even distance yourself from humanity even more.
You're right. And think about it. I mean, pornography in general, it, 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 it's almost designed to create intimate moments that don't exist or can't aren't happening in the moment
Hmm.
to satisfy an urge.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say this. We're not even at that part yet, but I want to say it now. The self-discipline that this young generation is going to have to develop is something beyond that I think we can measure at the age we're at right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible, to
I
be
mean,
honest.
I'm just I know I commented, I joked about it beforehand, but like I couldn't even imagine being a teenage boy and something like this was at my hands. It's
Mm.
scary. It's scary. I
Yeah,
hope I would do the right thing because they put we grew up Catholic and they put the fear of God in us,
yeah, definitely.
about doing stuff like this. And I'll tell you what, that might have worked in a case like this, but it's
Yeah.
very scary as we continue to read this.
Hmm.
I am reading here, Brian, that they're saying there's going to be a lot more friction at the sign up and the usage of it. So that likely an ID is going to be necessary.
Hmm.
And possibly equivalent checks in some regions. I don't know what that means. I don't know why that's on there. Enterprise and app store policies may also influence availability. So that's some. If we can get some outsiders checking it, like if it's from an iPhone and we know that that iPhone is registered to a teenager, and it's an iPhone account registered to a teenager, I think it'll automatically check the box of it cannot get to that adult mode. So hopefully that's the
Hmm.
case. If I'm reading this correctly, maybe I'm not. I hope I am. But that's a good check in place, I guess is the way I would say that.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're
I'm
still
trying to think.
befuddled.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how the App Store, like, or the Google Play market is going to block this. I don't really see a way much so that they can,
Hmm.
unless they completely stop the model from even happening at all.
Right.
Like in just preventing the ChatGPT model from even entering into it. But you can still get it, on your computer. And is Windows gonna license something like this or allow something like this? And then, maybe they'll decide that no, we don't want this on Windows or what have you, and they won't approve it
Hmm.
or verify it. So now you have, you're basically gonna rely on unverified software loading on your computer. We all know the types of malware that can come in through that. So
Mm.
this is, I'm wondering if this is actually going to go through. The more I like kind of think about it, I wonder if this is actually going to come to fruition.
I am I am convinced it is going to come to fruition.
Hmm.
I am convinced it's going to come to fruition, whether or not it gets pulled at some point or
Hmm.
if it gets so locked up it's not even worth using. That's
Hmm.
all good because Brian, I want to talk about this, what's going to happen in schools with the teenagers now.
Hmm.
Many of you know I'm a former high school principal. When I heard this was going to happen, I instantly became concerned drastically because schools were not never supposed to be, but have slowly become the police for the internet and social media.
Hmm.
And that's not right. That probably deserves its own episode that has nothing to do with AI.
Hmm.
This is going to make things far, far worse for schools in terms of a distraction, a legitimate disruption in the school day.
Hmm.
This is going to be bad, and I think it's going to get bad quickly.
Yeah,
It's all
definitely.
predictions that I'm saying, but I am also extremely concerned, not only about the policing of this, but of the mental health and content risks that come with this.
Well, the bullying level is going to be off the charts now. When we went to school before like the internet was is what it is today. I mean, high-speed internet was barely breaking the surface by the time we graduated,
Right.
and we never had this. So bullying, back when we were in school and generations before us, I heard, it was on a radio show one time, and someone who worked in a school called in because the radio hosts were like, "Oh, you just punched the bully in the mouth, whatever, blah blah blah." We went through bullies, yada yada yada, and I was kind of like, "Yeah, it happens." But the school guy who worked for the school called in and said, the difference between then and now is the
Hmm.
bullying doesn't stop. Is
Right.
that when it used to be, when you left the school day, it just ended, everyone went their way, and you just had to make it through the school day, and everything. And now when you get home, the social media just kept it coming and keeps it coming, and it
Yep.
just never stops. And now you're adding a whole layer of this. And I think we've gone through kind of some dangers and dark sides of this before. And, this is kind of what we were talking about, I think, before, as to one of the bad ways that AI can go. And, now you're, as far as school is concerned, you have the potential to take bullying to a level that, shouldn't exist,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So,
You're right. And I know some users are probably, or some listeners are probably thinking, well, how is this going to be bullying? Um, I already know what's going to happen. There'll be a video released where the setting will look similar to a school,
mm,
where it will look like a young man is doing something to a young lady,
mm,
and it'll look realistic. And a student will post it claiming it was him with another girl who's
mm,
probably in the school, and you won't see her face in it, and it'll be believed that that incident happened.
mm,
And
yeah,
it's going to be bad because the school's going to have to investigate it immediately. It's going to be bad
mm,
for the young lady. It's going to be bad
mm,
for the young man who thinks he's being funny.
mm,
It's going to be bad for a lot of people.
mm,
And you are now making that very realistic and possible to happen. Um,
mm,
Struggling even talking through this episode, just knowing what I know is going to happen. And I
yeah,
should point out, I'm guessing this is a hypothesis, though I feel pretty confident just based on what I've dealt with in the past with Snapchat and social media.
mm,
It's very easy to tell lies online, and now with these deep fake AIs already out there,
mm,
it's gotten far, far worse and far easier.
yeah,
So I fear for the schools. I also fear for regular people in general.
mm,
We talk about kids bullying. I will tell you, the craziest people I've seen on the internet are adults.
mm,
Um, uh, yes, they're the people that don't read the articles. They just read the headline and decide they need a 5 paragraph rant about whatever they just read as the headline.
yeah,
And I think they're going to be more upset. They're going to be far, far worse when stuff starts
mm,
happening. I don't want to get um, too deep into that, but
yeah. Well, I
it's
mean, another thing that kind of popped into my head when you're talking about the adults on the internet, the craziest ones. Yeah, the craziest ones. They could be using this for their own sick-minded activities.
right.
They could, like, find kids
Hmm.
and do this kind of stuff. And now you're like, okay, okay, it's adults only. Cool. I'm an adult, so I can use it. But now I can, go to the mall or go to the, wherever, and there's, children, and now you have like this completely sick and twisted individual who can now do this stuff. And that's scary too. I
Yeah.
mean, this is, I mean, like, any way you put this is terrifying. And I really want this to not happen.
Right.
I don't know how I don't know if we could, march to ChatGPT headquarters and make a demand. I almost want to. Like, the more we talk about how bad this can get, but this just should not happen. Like a company like ChatGPT or OpenAI should not be doing this.
They shouldn't be
Period.
opening up the doors. They've done
No.
so many things that were groundbreaking, and now you're going to be groundbreaking for something that I'm not so
Hmm.
sure. It's not good. The
Yeah. I mean,
I
I never really used ChatGPT myself. I know it's kind of like the OG sort of thing, and I know there's
right.
like a lot of other companies use models, but I'm like if they go through with this, I'm definitely not using it myself. I'm definitely not even gonna touch it or anything. I'm just gonna
Full
boycott the hell out of it.
full disclosure, I'm a
Hmm.
paid member.
Hmm.
It's the one I've used the most. It's the one
Hmm.
I like the most. I know how to prompt it pretty well where I can get the results I want. And I
Hmm.
am torn.
Yeah.
I am torn. Now I did read something along the lines of adults have to opt into it. So that
Hmm.
that does make it easy for me to say, okay, I can keep it as is. But
Hmm.
am I accidentally supporting a company that could be doing something wrong long term? We won't know until it actually happens. But here's
Hmm.
another thing. We didn't put this in our show notes, and I just thought of this as we were talking.
Hmm.
What's ChatGPT going to do with the data that it's collecting from this?
Hmm.
I don't
Uh,
like what is OpenAI's plan for, okay, people in this region like this type of pornography? Like,
hmm.
I mean, we always said data is king, and now they're going to
Hmm.
know what users' weird
Are
fantasies are.
creating. Yeah.
And then is there a chance that it can be used to blackmail somebody,
Hmm.
like a politician,
Yeah.
in the
That's already
future?
been done before
It's
with,
been done
you
many
know,
times. It's not, yeah,
revenge porn. And
absolutely.
now,
Yeah,
and now it doesn't have to be real. Revenge porn doesn't even have
right.
to be a real incident.
No, it doesn't.
It can just be, this AI generated incident. And now, you know, I mean, we're both kind of just like, I think everyone like reads that we're disgusted by this whole thing in general. And
I
I
just
don't
think
think
it's
they're quite,
so unnecessary.
yeah, I don't think they're th thinking this through.
Take down the restrictions so that we can make monster images of ourselves instead
Hmm.
of this.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's funny, I don't know
Um,
when we became old curmudgeons, but I don't feel like an old curmudgeon on this one. I feel like this is necessary for safety.
why?
And I'm anxious to see these safeguards. I hope it's better than what I'm picturing.
Hmm.
And I am hopeful, but I won't know till December.
Yeah,
And
I honestly, I'm hoping I'm right and you're wrong in this one. Not to try to rub
mhm,
it in your face, but
mhm.
I'm hoping that I'm right and that this won't come to fruition. I'm sure you're kind of hoping that you're wrong as well, that you
I'm
think this is
hoping. I
actually
don't
gonna
think
happen.
I am. I think there's money to be made.
Hmm.
I think there's data to be collected. And I think they found a way to add addiction to AI.
Yeah, and subscribers are gonna go through the roof. They already know this.
Hmm.
They already know this, and yeah, it's kind of sad, really what we're going through here. So where are we? I think we kind of went off script here a little bit.
We went off
Um,
script. I want to talk about little bit about the parent lens. There are going to
mm,
be additional parent controls for your kids' account. So if you monitor your
okay.
kids' ChatGPT account, they are putting in some parental controls for you,
Hmm.
stuff that you can limit what the kids can and cannot do. I'm a little perplexed by that. I want to see what that looks like. I'm perplexed because I thought there was going to automatically be a teen mode and an adult mode that you had to opt into. So
Hmm.
how is it possible a teen would have access to that? And I am wondering from a parent, you got to have the discussion. You got to plan to have a
Hmm.
discussion with your kids.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely do.
Do not
Um,
let this go by because of awkwardness.
yeah, no,
It's going to be awkward. You got to have the conversation. I myself am prepping for it with my sons, which it's
yeah.
sad, but it's true. I got to have this conversation with them about AI, pornography, how
Hmm.
much trouble you can get in, why it's not worth it, and what it could do to your mental health.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you right now, my kids aren't quite old enough to get any of the AI apps or chatbots right now, but they are not getting ChatGPT. Just, I'm going to
Hmm.
protest that out of principle. I'm just not going to allow it.
Right.
Just if they go through with this, I'm just not even gonna let them like give any
Yeah.
support to this whatsoever because
Yep.
this is just not something they're going to access. I'm going to block it from their devices.
And
And yeah.
here's the kicker for me. I, I can say that. I can do that. I got two
Hmm.
boys, one of whom's a little more rebellious than the other.
Hmm.
I would not put it past him to be like, oh, you told me I couldn't do something. I'm going to go ahead and do it, and you're not going to know about it. I
Hmm.
think it's realistic that could happen.
Yeah.
I remember this is terrible. You want to talk about pornography. I remember when they told us we could not reference or talk about the Kenneth Starr report when we were in eighth grade. Guess what happened? I
We
got a
talked
hold
about the
of I got a
cancer.
hold of that report because you told me I couldn't.
Yep, exactly.
And me and another guy on the bus, not
Hmm.
you, we found the good stuff right away.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
And guess what? I wouldn't even have known that report existed until somebody banned it.
Hmm.
And I think that's what's going to happen if schools start saying you can't use ChatGPT for this reason. They're going to go. It's almost like every time you ban a book from a school, you just lit wildfire on the popularity of that book.
Yep, that book becomes a bestseller overnight.
It does. It does.
So,
So a lot of
but
stuff to take in. A lot of stuff
yeah,
to take in.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it all goes back to the tough conversation.
Yep.
You're gonna have that awkward conversation one night, or you're gonna get months and years of awkward incidents. T take your pick.
Yeah.
Take your pick. So,
I'd rather
um,
have the awkward conversation to prevent the bad conversation of what could happen if when you're talking to a hopefully it's just a school official and not a law enforcement officer.
yeah, exactly. So, um, I'm just kind of looking at our outline right here. We just started going off because of all of our
Yeah.
thoughts just kind of drifted. Kids get around it. I think we already,
Yep.
made that very clear. They're going to get around it.
They're going to.
Yeah, and there's always going to be that, one, teenage boy with older sibling that'll do it for them, or
Oh,
that
they know the passwords to their parents' accounts. I
yeah,
mean,
or that cast off family member that nobody really wants to talk to that, the kids think is so cool because, from a kid's eyes they're cool, but then you grow up and realize, oh no, that their behavior was not cool.
yeah.
So the kids are gonna get around it. But anyway, I think we're getting close to wrapping it up here. Final thoughts for you.
Final thoughts. I hope you're right. I hope in November we're gonna have a moment where we're planning our podcast and we're gonna have a sidebar and just have a 5 minute conversation about how right you were.
Hmm.
That would actually make me very happy.
Hmm.
I don't think we're going to, but that would make
Hmm.
me very happy that if we had to pause and say, "Hey, Brian was right.
Hmm.
This did not come to fruition because there needs to be more safeguards, more rules, more details to be worked out, and they're going to either push it to a later date or end it incredibly early before it
Uh,
begins."
Yeah, I mean, I hope I'm right. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong and you're right.
Hmm.
But I hope this one instance, I mean, everybody wants to be right all the time, but I really hope I could be right into thinking that somehow this is going to get X'd out and come fruition. But I do have a good feeling I'm wrong on it, so we'll see how it is.
We'll
But
see.
another thing, kind of a final thought here. Age verification, like we always have like the website age verification. This brings me back to um I think there was a few states that outlawed adult sites within their state. Like you couldn't access them within the state
Oh,
because of the IP and everything.
oh,
Um,
okay.
and the companies, we'll just say it like Pornhub, like one of the big ones right there. Everybody knows that. I'm not giving them an advertisement or anything. Spoke out, free speech and everything. And I'm like, well, you can't really ban this stuff because they're right in a way, but they were advocates for device level age verification was like what they're very well advocating for.
You said
And the
Pornhub was advocating for
yes,
that
yes, they were advocating for device level age
device level
verification.
age verification.
Yes. Whereas, you get your child a device and you set it for their device, and then
Okay.
when the web which tries to access the website, it can't go through that device, essentially.
Okay.
And, I'm not trying to give any endorsements for such a company, but they may be right in this one. I may have an agreement that that may be the best way to go.
I like
Um,
it. I still think it's going to be easy for kids to get a hold of devices that aren't
yeah.
theirs and do stuff with it. But with that being said, you could say the same thing about ammunition and a gun, unfortunately, or alcohol
Hmm.
in a cabinet or
Yeah.
whatever, you know. But I'm kind of glad to hear that. And not that we condone it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No, I
it's glad to
mean,
hear that there are companies that are trying to reasonably find ways to navigate the issue so their kids don't get the hands on it.
yes. And all that requires cooperation and honest discussion in the government. And we're gonna leave on that one, because we all know about that one.
I, that's a prediction I'm willing to make. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's why this bothers me so much anyway. But either way, that about wraps it up for the tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for taking your time out of your day to listen to us. And my name is Brian,
And I'm Adam.
and you have been listening to Layman's AI, and we will see you next time.